let me have you start again, Carissa. Go ahead and ask your question again. I started the recording again.
Okay. So when people come on the site and they're concerned about an oversight issue, so for example, is NNO for and they want to know what they can do next, is there a way within the project that they can see the next actions or the next issues available to them for, you know, voter suppression, for example, if they go and observe the election counts or things like that? Is there a way to see next steps? So
Okay, so let me try to address that question. Let's go over to Stop Nuke Dump. And essentially, there isn't enough commonality between projects we find to make it be like an automatic thing that is already set up. Yeah. But we do have ways, and I want to cover a couple more things with you specifically, that we do have, say in the Stop Nuke Dump, we have it's supposed to be here, okay, hot news. Okay, now whether people get down this far, I don't even know if they would. I guess it's not even up there. We have a letter writing campaign concept here where here was the use the following template as a possible. Here's some actual records, letters written, which I put in. Now these get put in, by the way, and using a what they call a pre-formatted, let's just take a look at what the page looks like. The actual letter, so that it has all the formatting correctly. Well, actually I didn't, it's in a block quote, which then indents it a little bit more. You have to put breaks if you want individual lines. I had to add these in. But normally people will basically format it correctly, you know, putting a space between paragraphs. It usually turns out pretty good. And so you can see, it's kind of hard on this screen to see, but there's a different color behind this right here. Mm-hmm. Now that is one of the so action items, if you will, and we could put that up further. So let's take a look at that. Well, this is M1768. So now let's go back to Stop Nuke Dump, and let's put it up at the top. Navigational aids, highlighted media. Edit wiki text. So now we can add another section up here, like action, take action. Now, I could either put it in like this. If I just went like that, it's going to find it. It's in the common web. It's going to find that and make it a link, but that's not a very good way to do it. I just want to show you how it turns out. So, you know, that'll get us there, but that doesn't show like this right here. See how those are showing you everything? That's what we want to do. So I can go back to the editing again. And this is list explicit media. And then a topic list, that much right there. Where were we? Here we go. Like that. So asking a regular person to do that right there would be like way over their head. Mm-hmm. But the macro I defined was list explicit media. It creates the same kind of media list. And you just put in the ones you want to pull out. And now when we do it, it's going to list them. Oh, you have to go through this because I backed up one and it was wondering, did you really mean to edit it again? Take action, letter writing campaign. So now it puts the whole thing in. And that'd be a good thing to do. Now let me show you something else I just got done, because what we've had trouble with is, and when we're doing fundraising, Facebook, number one, does not give us the names of the people. But it's been pretty good about raising money in general because so many people contribute. But what really gets people to contribute are the little barcodes, or I'm sorry, bar charts. So in the sandbox, I actually let's see, did a progress bar. So we can have our own progress bar, you know, how much we're fundraising, like if we have a goal. Yeah, and so basically you just put in progress bar, and then you put a title, a number for the goal and so forth, and we can put that anywhere. And then we can add in the number. So if we an example of putting this, we put this on any page we want, and we put in the title like stop nuke nuke dump on the beach fundraiser. And let's say we want to raise $10,000, and we currently, let's say we're already up to $279. So we would get it through checks that come in, PayPal that comes in, any, you know, Facebook numbers that come in, any other fundraising source. We could gather it all up into one place, and there's no other fund that does this. Even Civi, you know, Civi CRM doesn't let you, that I know of, add in numbers from somewhere else. And then how wide we want it to be. Make it 600 pixels wide, a pretty good number for a web page. So down here we've got $250 so far, and then we can copy this and put it somewhere else by using just the snipping tool. You know, we can take that and copy it and put it into like a Facebook page. Get people to, there's some people who are citizens oversight supporters. If they see something like this, they will automatically send money. Swear to God, I can go to them and say, I need $3,000. A check will show up. Okay, so there's people who are just ready to send money if we have a good reason for it. And especially if they see a progress bar like this. So it is something that I just got done doing, and getting the progress bar set up so that all we had to do was put it in like this, and there's nothing. This section, this is what it is though. This section right here is the actual text that has to be placed on the page. This doesn't get placed on the page. This gets put into, I'll tell you where we have everything like this defined. It's in the main, let's go to the main web, which should be called user web, but there's one other thing that's important about this web. See, here's what we have, the wiki users. This has been a problem because this list of users, see all these people, these are all robots, almost everybody. That these robots come in and sign up, and right now there's supposed to be an upgrade to help you know, put in some sort of to defeat the robots from signing up. But we don't have it yet. So every now and then we have to delete them. But there's site preferences. These override all of the site preferences. This list of macros are things that I've defined for the site. And so there's categories, plugins, scan, caching. Okay, so here's the site-specific macros, just general things, and that's where we're going to put this one. So let's stick it in there. It's already figured out. And down here, country lists. Okay, general. Actually, it needs to be, I think that's not going to be enough. Let me show you what it needs to say down here. On, like that one I showed you where it was list explicit media. That is an example of where we have operands. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. Set listed explicit media. The topic, there has to be operands like topic list. So we're going to have to say what the operands are up here. I probably should have just grabbed that from the other thing because it's site specific, general. And here. Usage, progress bar. You got to put the % sign before it. I leave it off because I don't actually want it to be expanded. Width. Pixels. So we know what when we're implementing. Oh, you know what? We had it on the other one. Let's see. I already had it figured out. Let me just grab the example. Here's the usage, and we want to keep this with it. So that when we use it, we'll know how to use it. Okay. So there it is. Usage progress bar. We put in the title, the goal, and the current, and the width. Done. So now across the entire website, we have the progress bars available.
Yeah, formatted. So
some of the since you're a little bit more advanced person, I'll just show you really quick. In the Cops media, which in the Cops web, we had a data collection procedures for the election integrity data audit database. So there's instructions for how to collect the data, and then this is for San Diego only. Here's all the precincts. And what we did is we went into the registrar of voters. We had a team of people go in and take a 5% sample of all of the precincts. So these are the precincts that we selected. This list, which is 85 precincts. All right. And for each one of these, if we click on the number, we're going to go into that precinct data item, this part at the top is automatically generated from the fields below. And then we have data that's, stuff that's attached to this. And then basically on each page, the number of signatures that we saw, the ballot statement. So let me give you an example of what we're looking at here. So this is the form. This is the precinct data formula. So each one of these, you define, sequence number 002, you have a data item. The form is pretty big. And then we have these tapes. So what we did was we went in and scanned the tapes from the voting machines, and let's see, and it's upside down. Well, you get the idea, even though it's upside down. So we have, I thought I was going to be able to rotate it, but let's see how to do it offhand. Anyway, these, if we open it up into, so these were the tapes from the voting machines themselves that we scanned. So we went in with scanners, and you'd have to flip each one of these pages. These are the very bottom where they signed it, and that hooks up to this one if you turned it over and so forth. And then we were able to read these later. So for each one of these was basically three precincts. So it's sequence 1 through 3. And this was actually, sequence number 2. And then we also had these pages. But anyway, my point here, instead of going into the detail of what we had, is that this was the kind of the data item, the data record, if you will. But it has, we can organize whatever we want on it. And then these structured fields. And then when you go back up one, this is a table which collects the data from the other records. Let's take a look at the content. So it gives you this is the header at the top, and then under that is the search, and it goes in and then formats it, and then this is the thing at the bottom. Okay. Looking again at what we had. Here's a thing at the bottom. See, it totals up the numbers. That's all part of the sort of spreadsheety kind of functions that they have. They're kind of hard to work with, but basically you can do anything you pretty much can do in a regular spreadsheet. And then these line items, hopefully you can understand, these don't exist on this page. These are pulled in by a search. So when you view this page, it goes out and finds the data, the record, the files. Each one is a separate file on the system.
Yeah, by precinct, it's pulling.
And then it formats it in numerical order and puts this all on there in a dynamic fashion. However, up here it says there's a cache status. So basically, this page does not get rebuilt every single time. If there's ever a change, then you can say rebuild the page. Why? Because when people come in, we almost never change any one of these pages. It's over. This was from 2010. So there's no need to rebuild the page when it's already been built. So we don't force it to be rebuilt every single time. The drawback to this system is that it uses a lot of CPU power. And if you had tons and tons of people hitting on the system, it would just boil down to its knees. They do have some improvement of that, but not that much. Okay, was there another, so we can try to answer your questions. Was there any other question?
think so for now. No.
Okay. Well, very, very happy that you joined in. While I'm here, just let me tell you that we have a calendar they have calendars that automatically will populate this stuff based on lists of when meetings are. These are probably out of date, but it gives you the idea of that. The news media already covered all projects. We have videos that we produce and just list them with the embedded. Just shows you, it puts the embedded with it, the whole list of them. Listserv, I think you've already hit this one, where it lists all the listservs, and this is the same kind of database gizmo that they have here. But I did add this CAPTCHA on here because if people want to subscribe to a list and they subscribe, the only thing that happens, we get an email. It doesn't try to do it because I had to turn off automatic subscriptions. But this is the list of all of the published mailing lists. And if you want to create a list, then you would create it here. And the nice thing about this is for a given topic, say election integrity, it's going to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go to the list. I wanted to go to the project. So there's election integrity list, that's the name of the list, and there's the project. And then part of the project is to tell you the lists here. The listserv list, there's election integrity, and there's election team. So this is automatically populated based on what the project is. Now that's the whole concept. Enough said. Thank you, Carissa. We'll talk later.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you very much. That was really useful. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.